been downright cheeky because I'd had auditions before. You know what auditions are like, you know.
When Susan Boyle first stepped onto the Britain's Got Talent stage in 2009, few could have imagined how profoundly she would move the world. Her shy demeanor, nervous smile, and unpolished appearance fooled nearly everyone. Until she sang, "I Dreamed a Dream." In that instant, the laughter turned to awe, the skepticism to tears, and a global phenomenon was born. But the journey that led to that moment, and everything that came after, was far from the fairy tale many believed. Behind Susan's remarkable voice was a story of pain, faith, misunderstanding, family conflict, and ultimately, rebirth. Her life has been a lesson in resilience, the kind that comes not from fame, but from surviving hardship with grace. Early struggles and a different kind of childhood. Susan Magdalene Boyle was born on April 1st, 1961, in the small Scottish town of Blackburn, West Lothian. The youngest of 9 children, she arrived late in her parents' lives. Her mother, Bridget, was 47 at the time of her birth, and her father, Patrick, a veteran of World War II, carried the silent weight of trauma from his years of service. Money was tight, and emotions often ran high. From birth, Susan faced challenges. A difficult delivery caused her to be deprived of oxygen for a short time, and doctors labeled her as having mild brain damage, a diagnosis that followed her throughout childhood and shaped how the world saw her. At school, Susan was mocked for being different. She struggled socially, fainted from epilepsy, and was nicknamed cruel things by classmates. Teachers misunderstood her too. Discipline was harsh in those days, and compassion was rare. Yet even in that atmosphere, Susan found comfort in music. Singing became her refuge, a private sanctuary in a world that rarely showed her kindness. A misunderstood gift. It took nearly half a century for Susan to learn that she had been misdiagnosed. In 2012, she discovered that she was not brain damaged, but had Asperger's syndrome, a form of autism that affects social understanding, but often accompanies high intelligence and creativity. "It was like a weight lifted off me," she later said. "For the first time, I understood who I was." This revelation reframed her entire life. The shyness, the social awkwardness, and the intensity she brought to her singing all suddenly made sense. The diagnosis did not define her. It freed her. A life of quiet sacrifice. While most of her siblings grew up and moved away, Susan remained at home to care for her aging parents. After her father's death in the 1990s, she became her mother's full-time caregiver. Their bond was deep. Bridget was Susan's greatest supporter, often telling her, "You have a gift, and you must share it." But caregiving came with a cost. Susan's world grew smaller, her dreams put on hold as she dedicated herself to her mother's comfort. In 2007, when her mother passed away at age 91, Susan's world collapsed. She fell into depression and isolation, spending nearly 2 years in silence. Curtains stayed drawn, the house dark and quiet. Her only companion was her cat, Pebbles. Yet deep down, one promise to her mother kept flickering in her heart. One day, she would sing again. The audition that stunned the world. That promise brought Susan to the stage of Britain's Got Talent in April 2009. She was 47, unemployed, and had never performed outside her local church. When she told the judges she wanted to be as famous as Elaine Paige, the audience laughed. Then she sang. Her voice soared through the theater with beauty and emotion that no one expected. Within moments, the laughter turned to cheers, and the judges were on their feet. Simon Cowell later called it the biggest wake-up call in the history of television. Within days, Susan's audition video went viral, over 100 million views in just a week. Strangers around the world connected with her story. An ordinary woman with an extraordinary gift who had never been given a chance. Susan's overnight fame became one of the most inspiring moments in modern entertainment, proving that talent and authenticity can break through cynicism and superficial judgment. The price of sudden fame. The sudden glare of global attention was overwhelming. After finishing second in the competition, Susan struggled with exhaustion and anxiety. The pressure to perform, endless interviews, and the intrusion of the media became too much. In June 2009, she was briefly hospitalized for rest and recovery. Even then, the public's fascination never faded. Headlines speculated about her health, and photographers camped outside her home. For someone who had lived most of her life in quiet Blackburn, the noise was suffocating. To his credit, Simon Cowell stepped in to protect her, offering to release her from her contract if she wanted to retreat from fame. But Susan's courage prevailed. Just days later, she surprised everyone by joining the Britain's Got Talent tour, performing to standing ovations across the UK. Her strength became an inspiration once again, proof that she was not just a voice, but a fighter. Global stardom and record-breaking success. In November 2009, Susan released her debut album, I Dreamed a Dream, and shattered records around the world. It sold over 2 million copies in its first week, and went on to sell more than 10 million globally by year's end. The album's success made her the highest-selling female debut artist of that year, topping charts in more than 20 countries. The simplicity of her story and the purity of her voice resonated across cultures and generations. Susan continued to release hit albums through the 2000s, becoming the first female artist in the UK to have 3 consecutive #1 records. In 2012, she sang for Queen Elizabeth II at Windsor Castle, an extraordinary honor for the once shy woman from Blackburn. For a time, she seemed unstoppable. The shadow of family conflict fame, however, brought new challenges, especially within her family. The sudden influx of money, millions from album sales and tours, sparked tension among her siblings. Susan, generous to a fault, gave away nearly $2 million to relatives, hoping to ease old burdens. But instead of gratitude, it bred resentment and jealousy. Misunderstandings turned into arguments, and some relationships fractured beyond repair. The emotional toll was heavy. Susan, who had always longed for harmony, found herself caught in a web of mistrust. Family members denied wrongdoing, but the pain lingered. For Susan, fame had come at a steep cost, the peace she valued most. Finding herself again. In 2013, Susan's life changed again when she was officially diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome. Understanding her condition helped her make sense of her past and gave her confidence to advocate for others with similar challenges. Around the same time, she began managing her diabetes and lost significant weight to protect her health. It was a season of rediscovery. Then in 2014, something unexpected happened. She experienced her first romantic connection. While touring in the United States, she met a kind-hearted doctor who took her to lunch. He was a perfect gentleman, she recalled, smiling. It was a simple moment, but for Susan it meant everything. After a lifetime of isolation, she had finally felt seen. Not as a celebrity, but as a woman. Staying grounded. Amid success. Despite her wealth and fame, Susan never left her modest roots. She still lives in her childhood home in Blackburn, the same council house where she once cared for her parents. She shops locally, cooks her own meals, and gives to charity quietly. "Money doesn't make you different," she once said. "It just makes life a bit easier to manage." She remains humble, approachable, and grateful, often saying her greatest joy is simply being able to sing for people who believe in her. New dreams, new purpose. In 2025, Susan turned 64 and marked the milestone with a simple but powerful post on social media. "I'm back. Thank you for waiting. New music, new dreams, new beginnings." The message drew 500,000 likes and thousands of heartfelt comments from fans around the world. She announced plans for a documentary, a charity single for autism awareness, and new live performances. Susan Boyle's return was not just about reclaiming her voice. It was about honoring every setback, every silence, and every second chance life had given her. Her story continues to remind people everywhere that strength doesn't come from perfection. It comes from perseverance. The legacy of an unlikely star. From a small council house in Scotland to stages across the globe, Susan Boyle's journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. She has sold more than 25 million records, inspired millions of fans, and redefined what it means to be a star. But more importantly, she has shown that grace, humility, and self-belief can outlast fame and fortune. Her life is not a fairy tale. It's something far more powerful, a testament to human resilience. After every heartbreak, every setback, and every silence, Susan Boyle found her way back to song. And through her voice, she continues to teach the world one timeless lesson: that dreams, no matter how delayed, can still come true.